Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Shalom, a CEO of Comera Business and Consulting Services Limited. Am I audible, please?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Thank you so much. Today, we are sorry for late in starting this class. You knew that today it was the deadline for submitting the scholarship application for study in India. So we were working on that and working towards the arrival of our student. We have a student who will be arriving here in India on 5th July and 8th July. So we have two categories of students who are arriving in India. So we were planning their travel plans towards also submitting the application for this study in India. So we hope that you accepted our sorries to you guys. We are very, very sorry for starting this class very late.
It's okay, sir.
Well, today we are having a class which is talking about the techniques to pass this exam. Kindly, we are going to stream our class through our Facebook page and YouTube as well. Just give us 2 minutes for streaming, then we start our class. Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome to each student who is present here. My name is Shalom as usual. Today we are going to discuss about the techniques which can help each student to pass this Pragati examination. We are very thankful that we are submitting the application of more than 2,000 students who have been breathing in Comera Business and Consulting Services for passing this scholarship towards studying in India. We are having more ambassadors in our office only. We are submitting more than 400 students in our office. Then our branches, who is in Malawi, branches in Uganda, branches in Tanzania, branches in Nigeria, Liberia. So the total of all students who believe to study in India through Comera Business and Consulting Services Limited, we are having a very much number, which is 2,000 plus. So it is amazing to get this highest number in just 1 month. It is very, like, we are very excited and we are very happy to have this kind of numbers of students who believes that we can make their dreams true and we can convert their dreams into reality. Guys, today we are going to let lecturer start about the techniques which will help you in passing quantitative examination. We hope that the students who are present here are all the students who registered through us and all students who are submitted their application in an undergraduate program or bachelor degrees, right? So kindly, if you face with any difficulties or if you have any issue, please let us know. We can stop the lectures. Even we can try to make something different for you. Then we'll make everything very possible and easy for you guys. I can see Petro's iPhone has been raised his hand since earlier. So if you want to speak something, please, you can text whatever you want to say. You can text it in the chat box. Then we'll read your comment and we try to solve your issues. Guys, pay attention for today's lecture. And if you have issues, please rise up or you can text in the chat box. Then ciao.
Hi everybody, my name is Richard McMunn from the numerical reasoning testing website howtobecome.com. That's me there on the bottom right hand corner with no hair. And in this video, I'm going to give you some brilliant numerical reasoning test tips, tricks and sample questions for you to try. Now, I would very much like you to take notes or at the very least pay attention. Watch the video from beginning to end, as I promise you all of the following tips are going to be of a massive help to you. If you're required to undertake any kind of numerical reasoning test, this video is going to help you. So to start off with, I'm going to give you 7 fantastic numerical reasoning test tips, and then we're going to move on to some questions. Each and every one of them is of same importance. Okay, tip number 1. Before you go to the test, try and find out how many questions you're required to undertake under what time. So for example, let's say you're given 20 minutes during your numerical reasoning test to tackle 30 questions. Do a very quick calculation to work out on average how long you have per question. Now what happens is these numerical reasoning tests are required to be performed under time conditions, and the timing is relatively tight. So let's say you work out that you've got 20 or 30 seconds to answer each question, and you're taking a minute or two on each one, then you're going to quickly run out of time. But if you have a general idea of how long on average you can take per question, this will give you some confidence in passing the test. So if you're given 20 minutes to tackle 30 questions, as an example, there are 60 seconds in every minute. So do 60 multiplied by 20, which will give you 1200 divided by 30 as 30 questions, and that will give you 40 seconds on average per question. So that means you've got 40 seconds per question to work it out. If you feel that you're going over time, move on to the next one, but make sure you leave a gap on the answer sheet. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Make sure you do a quick calculation to work out how long you have per question. And this is important also in the build up to your numerical reasoning test, because when you're practicing for the particular test, then you can spend no longer than 40 seconds per question. Okay, so give yourself 40 seconds per question in the build up so you know how long the time is. And have your timer next to you when you're practicing to work out and feel how long 40 seconds is. Tip number 2, follow this format. This is really important. Follow this format when answering numerical reasoning test questions that are based on information provided. And what I mean by that is when you have numerical tests with graphs or charts. Okay, follow this format. These 3 important steps. Number 1, read the title of the information presented. Okay, don't look and absorb the information presented, but let's say, for example, you get a question like this and you have a chart there. It's got marks out of 40, subject, 30 and above. Don't read that information because it's confusing, and this is where most people go wrong. So the first part is to read the title of the information presented, and the title there is based on 100 students, marks in English, maths and science examinations. So I automatically straight away have a basic idea of the kind of questions I'm going to get asked. I'm not looking at that chart at all because it will confuse me. I don't need to know it at this stage. So that's the first part. The second part, number 2, now read the question. Again, you're not looking at the chart, you've only read the title of the information presented. And the next bit is to read the question. So the question here is question 1. What is the percentage of students who achieved marks of 20 or above in their English exam? Now, that question tells us that we only need to extract or dissect 2 parts to recap. The first part is to read the title of the information presented. The second part is to read the question. And the third part is to dissect the information needed only to reach your answer. Follow that and you will save bags of time during your numerical reasoning test. Okay, number 3, a quick one here. If you're running out of time during the test, do not guess. Now, lots and lots of different types of not just numerical reasoning tests, but psychometric tests, mechanical comprehension, abstract reasoning, etc., are designed to make it really, really difficult for you to finish. A lot of assessors will mark you not just on your speed, but also your accuracy. Okay, so, and a lot of them as well, this is really important. Believe it or not, some employers will deduct marks for incorrect answers. So if you're struggling to finish the test, and let's say you've got a minute left and you've still got, say, 6 questions to answer, don't wild guess because you can lose marks. It's better to get the ones that you have done correct than to just ruin it in the last few questions because you're guessing. Because a lot of these kind of numerical reasoning tests will be obviously under time conditions, but they'll give you multiple choice options in the answers. And you might think to yourself, well, I've got a 1 in 5 chance of getting it right. Don't go down that route. Okay, unless you know for sure you're not going to lose marks for incorrect answers. Number 4, this is a great tip. You're going to really like this one. Okay, learn this percentage calculation trick. It will save you, again, loads of time. Now, when you're undergoing numerical reasoning tests, there is a big chance that you will have to carry out some form of percentage calculations. Now, let's have a look at a way to calculate percentages really fast. Let's say you're required to calculate 30% of 400. Now, most people will go through 30 divided by 100 multiplied by 400, but there's a really quick way to do it, even without a calculator. So what you do is you cancel out the zeros. So there's 1 0 on the 30%, so you cancel out 1 more on the right-hand side. And then all you do is do 3 multiplied by 40, which if you know your times table, then you can do it really quick. 3 multiplied by 4 is 12, add the 0 on the end, it's 120. If we do another one quickly, 70% of 600, all I do is cancel out the 2 zeros. I know 7 times 6 is 42 because I know my times table, therefore the answer is 420. Now, of course, you're going to say to me, yeah, but Richard, what about percentage calculations that are not multiples of 10? Well, it is just as simple, okay, and learn this one as well. Let's say we have a question or we have to work out 30% of 81. So what you would do, therefore, is cancel out the 0, but you would then move the decimal place 1 point to the left. So even though it doesn't show it, we know that the decimal place would be 81.0. So we move the decimal place from there to 1 point left, so it is then 3 multiplied by 8.1. And you can do that in your head. It's 24.3. So if I look at 30% of 8.1, I do that in my head, cancel out the 0, move the decimal place 1 point to the left, and I know the answer is 24.3. Let's do another one, 90% of 97. So we cancel out the 0. We then move the decimal place 1 point to the left. So it goes there, and the calculation is just 9 multiplied by 9.7, and the answer is 87.3. And that is a great way. Practice these, okay? Just calculate, write out a few calculation percentage questions yourself, and then work them out using this process. And if you need to watch this video again, please feel free to do so. By the way, at some point during this video, I'm going to give you some free percentage calculations and other numerical calculations that you can go on, access on my website, and try them out for free under timed conditions. Okay, tip number 5, because I've been talking about using the times table, please make sure you know it. Many of you will do, but you should be able to calculate. If I say to you, what's 8 times 9? You should quickly be able to go 72. What's 3 multiplied by 9? 27. You should know these off by heart really quickly. And the way to do it, if you're not too sure about your entire times table, then use a blank sheet like this. And again, I'll give you a copy of this in my website area very shortly, so you can just print this off and you can start practicing your times table. If you're going to pass your numerical reasoning test, knowing your times table in your head off by heart is really important. So that's tip number 5. Tip number 6, let's say you skip a question. Leave a space on the marking sheet. Okay, really important. The majority of psychometric test questions and numerical test questions will require you to do them online. But again, if you skip a question, make sure you leave a space on the marking sheet, because if you've got time later on, you can come back. But if you don't leave a space, then all of the preceding questions or answers are going to be wrong. Number 7, calculators. Now, if you are required to use a calculator, make sure you know how to use one. Most people think they know how to use one, but they don't. But make sure you know how to use a calculator. And these are the things that you're going to look out for on the basic calculator functions. Because if you look at a calculator, the majority have all of this: MC, M plus, M minus, MR, AC. And if you're honest with yourself, do you know what these mean? These are the basic functions that you should learn. Very, very simple, but confusing to a lot of people. For example, AC is all clear, so you clear absolutely everything on it. For example, CE is clear entry, so you clear the previous entry, but the rest of them prior to that will still be live. X2, which is squared. And also, don't forget the percentage button. If you're required to do percentages, and you have the option to use a calculator, make sure you know how to use it. Really, really important. And practice using a calculator before you go to the numerical reasoning test. Now, if you contact the test center or the employer, ask the question, are we going to be allowed to use calculators, yes or no? And if they say yes, what kind of calculator are you required to use, so you can practice with one? So practice is really important for you getting the highest scores possible in your numerical reasoning test. And what I want to do is I'm going to give you 7 sample questions. I want you to work through these now without the use of a calculator, please. Okay, so do them. And I want you, please, to put your answers to each question in the comment section below. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on the screen. I'm going to give you 7 numerical reasoning test questions. You've got 12 seconds to answer each one that follows. So like I say, don't use a calculator. You've got 12 seconds. I'll put a timer on each page to show you how long you've got left. So work quickly, treat it as a proper test, and then I'm going to give you some more sample numerical reasoning test questions for you to try in your own time. Question number 1. What is 9/11 of 88? And there's a timer going down on the left. 9/11 of 88. You've got A, B, C, D, or E as your options. Okay, don't forget to put your answer in the comment section below. Question number 2. Calculate 4.99 plus 19.09. Choose from A, B, C, D, or E. There's a timer going down.
Guys, I need the answers. Please. You have been watching the tips and everything. So please now give me the answers. Who has the answer? Ishimwe John Frank. 142. Where is 142, bro? The answer is to calculate 4.99 plus 19.09. You should choose in between A, B, C, D. Rwema D. Umutesi A. Okay, let's see.
Moving on to numerical reasoning test number 3. Calculate 6.47.
Send the answers for this question, please. 6.47 minus 3.29. Very fast, please.
It's D.
It's D. Okay. Others? What about the others?
It's A. Number A. Letter A.
Number A. Others, they are putting number E. Okay. Okay, let's go for
7 minus 3.29, A, B, C, D, or E. Moving on to question number 4. If you count from 1 to 100, how many numbers containing the number 4 will you pass on the way? A, B, C, D, or E? So how many number 4s will you pass along the way?
Thank you guys for today's session. I guess you enjoyed well. We are remaining only 2 minutes, and I told Julien you want to ask something, but we remain in 2 minutes. Please carry on very fast. What do you want to say? Julien, what do you want to say? Okay, let's do one thing. Join the same link. Join the same link. After this class get over, join the same link for the questions, right? If you have any doubt regarding the Pragati exam, or if you have any doubt which is regarding your exam, and I will be answering these questions, so join the same link after this get over. Like Kenyangui, you asked me what will be covered in scholarship. Will be the first question which I will be answering in the second session. You can use, you cannot use book in exam, but you can use a plain paper and a pen for calculation, and the calculator is allowed, but not mobile. Oh, there is no other question. For the coverage of scholarship, just I'll explain it in the next session. Every question have 1 minute, as you said, it's correct. Yes, every question has 1 minute. Those who were present try to convince what you benefited from chat up. I don't understand that even. We are remaining 1 minute to end this session. Then join the same link after I will be answering each and every question, right? That's better.
Right,
We'll keep the session for just very few, for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, then we'll let you guys sleep. Thank you so much. We are waiting you in second.
I beg your pardon, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Good evening again, good night again, and good morning, and happy day according to where you are located and when you are watching this video, as our video will be remain on our Facebook page as well as to our YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Shalom, a CEO for Comera Business and Consulting Services Limited. I'm with Mr. Seth, an IT and Student Affairs in Comera Business and Consulting Services Limited, and is the one who is hosting us every day. Firstly, this session, as I told you, is the session for clearing all doubts regarding Pragati examination. Kindly give me 5 minutes to wait for the others to join. Thank you. Well, student, I think enough is enough. Then we can start our questioning and each and everything which is not clear for you guys regarding this Pragati examination, right? Firstly, allows me to give you 5 minutes to watch about another 4 tips. There is some 4 tips which will again help you guys to pass this Pragati examination, and allow me to stream these 4 tips before we go for the doubt clearance. These 4 doubts are like, it is very important doubts. Like, it is 4 main tips in passing quantitative part or calculation part, right? So allow me to stream this. It is just only around 14 minutes. Then after that, this 14 minutes will be remaining with 20 minutes for doubt clearance. Thank you.
Hello friends, welcome to Talent Sprint. Ever wondered what successful students do that you don't? What is the secret behind their success in these highly competitive exams? What is that one thing which can help you crack these competitive exams? Well, the most certain answer for this question is the approach that you have for solving various questions in your aptitude exams. I'm sure most of you feel that even I can answer this question, but what is the reason that I'm left behind? Well, the difference between a winner and the others is that others know how to answer the question, but winners know how to answer the question in a smart way. So in this video today, I'm going to show you a few methods of answering questions in smart ways. Let us look at what are the 4 ways of solving questions from aptitude, and I shall explain this to you with the help of a few examples. The first question here, it says the principal amount is 20,000, time period is 2 years, and the rate of interest is 14% per annum. So what is
guys, kindly allows me to speak something in my local language. It is not about something, just is to translate these tips to some of Ugandan and Rwandan who are originated in the beside of the borders, who will not be too familiar for English. This is tips, 4 tips which will be helping you guys in doing this Pragati examination. Ku bantu bazakora iki kizamini cya Pragati, utu tuntu 4 tuzabafasha nimutwitaho mu gutsinda ikizamini cy'imibare, cyane iki gice cya quantitative.
the compound interest? Well, the first method of solving any question in aptitude is the traditional method, the conventional method where we use the step-by-step procedure to arrive at the final answer. But we end up wasting a lot of time. Most of you understand that we'll take your basic concepts, your basic stages. So compound interest plus 14 into 14 by 100. Now 14 squared is 196. 196 upon 100 is 1.96. So 14. So in our case, A is 14 here. Now generally the questions that we get in the exam page will be equal to A by 100. We calculate it as a substitution formula.
Guys, I was jumping the video because there was something unnecessary, like showing you this formula for a CI, which is a copy into I plus R over 100. This is the formula for calculating the interest, where we find it like the interest is equal to the this P, it is standard with the principal we have or the amount we are having as an investment, plus 1 plus interest rate over 100 plus power time, then minus 1. Instead of using this formula, like those students who are not originated in a science background, they will not be knowing this formula. So there is another good formula where you can use by calculating the question, which is asking you to calculate the profit or to calculate the loss or something like that, which is called a traditional formula.
Like in this case, if you are strong in your basics of percentages, you would understand that compound interest can be calculated using the concept of effective percentage, which says that effective percentage can always be calculated as A plus B plus AB by 100, where A and B are 2 percentages. So compound interest is also an effective percentage case, and hence we can say that the compound interest here in terms of percentage will be equal to A plus B plus AB by 100, where A is the rate of interest.
Guys, do you understand this? Compound interest will be A plus minus A plus, listen this, it is very simple. Just we take over here. 1 minute, I put my connotation. The reason why I'm adding this extra explanation is just to make you more understand this video, as it will help you. This compound interest will be having the A plus B, then minus the rate of the interest. I guess you understand. Let's just make a simple calculation for this, then you understand.
In first year, and B is the rate of interest for the second year. Now, generally, the questions that we get in the exam have got the same rate of interest for both the years. So, in our case, A is 14 and B also is 14. So, let's just substitute and find out what is the compound interest in terms of percentage. So, A plus B plus A into B by 100. What do we get? 14 plus
guys, kugira ngo ahangaha mubyumve ku bantu b'abanyarwanda, ni ukuvuga ngo mu mwanya wo kugira ngo uze ufate iyi formule ya C plus ingana na principles calculating 1 plus interest rate over 100 powering a time. Hano uraza ukareba ikibazo baduhaye gifite ntuza ingana gute, duration ingana gute. Hano duration dufite n'imyaka 2. Then kuri ya myaka 2 noneho dufite, ubwo bivuga ngo interest dufite iraguma ari 14 ariko y'imyaka 2. So kubera ko interest ari imwe, aho kugira ngo tuze dukoreshe iyi formule yo gucalculating ibintu byinshi kandi dufite umunota umwe, turenda dufata ya interest baduhaye tuyiteranye inshuro 2, niturangiza duteranyeho ya interest baduhaye tuyikubye ubwayo, then tukagabanya 100. Impamvu turi kugabanya 100 nuko interest rate iba iri mu 100. Bivuze iki? Bivuze ngo ni A plus A minus A plus A, then dukuyemo umwaka wa mbere ndetse n'uwa kabiri tukabigabanya 100. That's why twafashe iyi interest rate ya hano ifite 14, then iyi 14 ni umwaka wa mbere ari uyu nguyu bateranyaho ya nyungu ya 14 nabwo n'ubundi mu wundi mwaka wa kabiri izaba ari 14 turabiteranya then tujya kuri kote ya B. Ya kote ya B yagakuye kuba iyi sign iri hano ari minus, ariko kubera ko dushaka interest y'amafaranga kandi amafaranga akabataza mu kimenyetso cya minus, then iyi interest rate iki kimenyetso kiraza ari plus ariko tubikubanye then tubigabanye ijana. Niyo mpamvu twakomeje tugafata ya rate y'umwaka wa mbere tukayikuba rate y'umwaka wa kabiri then tukagabanya ijana. Iyi niyo nzira yoroshye, just ntabwo uraza noneho ngo ucaring about izi za interest rate zirangaha izi za 1 n'iki byose then uzaza ukuremo nanone umwaka umwe upowering time. Ibi bintu wabicalculatinga n'iminota 40. Just fata iyi interest rate uyiteranye inshuro ebyiri, nurangiza uteranyeho ya interest rate uyikubanye ubwayo ugabanye ijana, ikibazo kirangira. Sorry guys for the student who are not understanding my local language of Kinyarwanda. This was a simple request for the non-science student. Simply I was explaining them that this method is a very easy method. Just you don't have to come and go to this calculation for compound interest, which is P into 1 plus interest rate over 100 then power time. Just as we know that you have a time which is 2 years, then you have to take that 2 years for all interest rate, which is 14. Then take 14 for 1 year, then add 14 for second year, then plus this 14 again for the interest for 1 year, then times again this for 1 year, then divided by 100, which is very simple and very easy, you guys. Okay, this is the first method for calculating each equations, which will be coming in numerical terms. And this question in numerical terms will be there in a Pragati examination, and you have 1 minute. That's why we are showing you the very simple way to solve these issues. Thank you.
14 plus 14 into 14 by 100. Now 14 squared is 196. 196 upon 100 is 1.96. So 14 plus 14, 28. 28 plus 1.96. This will come out to be 29.96%. So what we understand from this approach is that the compound interest in this case will be 29.96% or approximately 30%. 30% of what? The principal amount, right? Again, if you are strong in your
guys, the same to this question who asking me if they ask you loss. This is the same. What they are asking is compound interest, right? So here we find that the compound interest over here, it is 29%. Right, so if it's the loss also, it will be loss of 25%. That's all you have to do. They will not be asking you exactly which number do we have to show. We are not going to calculate this kind of money. Just they will be asking you which, like what are the interest will be given for 2 years for this amount of principals with this duration. Then you will be saying 20%, 25%, what. So the loss also will be the same formula. So you will be having a loss or profit. So the same formula. You doesn't have to minus anything. Thank you.
Concept here, you would know that the interest is always calculated on the principal amount. So we can say that the compound interest in this case is 30% of 20,000, which is 6,000 rupees. So that's how, using this second method where we follow the basic fundamentals and basic concept, we can arrive at.
Well, to this question, they're saying why 29? See, we are having 14 plus 14, which is 28. Yes, then 28 plus 1 minute. I calculate again. 14 for 14. 14 for 14 over 100. See, it's true. This answer is true. See here, I show you my connotation. This, if we calculated this, will give us 28. Then 14 into 14. It is 19. This is 196, right? Then 196 over 100, which will give us 1.96. Then 28 plus 1.96. Then will give us 29.96, which is almost 30%. You got it? I guess the person who asked me why 28, he knows he get the answer, right? So it was this one. Okay.
The answer much faster without following the traditional or the conventional method. So the answer for this question would be 6,000, and I'm sure you will be able to do this in less than 30 seconds in your competitive exam. Now you might
as the teacher said, if you practice this, if you just only add these things, then you will do this question in only 30 seconds. Even it doesn't need 1 hour, no 1 minute. Just 30 seconds will be getting that the interest or loss will be 29%. Then to calculate 29% for P, just you have to take this P, which is 2000. If they ask you the exact number, then you have to multiply with 29.9, right? Then you have to divide it with 100. Then we'll find 5,098, which is almost 6,000. So, which is very easy than using any other things. Petro, iPhone, you said how 29.96 become 30. Guys, if the things is around 90 something, there is mathematics rules which says that if we want to remove the decimals, it depends. If the question is asking, don't put the decimals. If the question is asking you don't put the decimal number, then it is almost 13. If they accept the decimal numbers, then you remain with 29.96. So approximation is allowed if they ask you to make approximation during the question.
Wonder that why did we take 30% as the answer? Because the actual calculation says it should be 29.96%. Well, the reason here is that in competitive exams, most of the times the options are given in such a way that we can do an approximate calculation and arrive at the correct answer. Since the options are generally not too close to each other, here we can assume that 29.96 is approximately 30%, right? And 30% of principal amount here is 6,000. So the option which is closest to 6,000 can be marked as the correct answer. And moreover, we should also understand that the answer has to be slightly lesser than 6,000. So if at all we find two options that are close to 6,000, but one is less than 6,000 and the other being more than 6,000, we can easily eliminate the wrong answer here, because we know that actual answer is 29.96%, which should be. Let us now look at the third method of answering questions from aptitude, and this is 6,000, but one is less than 1,000. Right? So the idea here is to use the concept of effective percentage and do an approximate calculation to mark the answer in less than 30 seconds without following the lengthy and time consuming conventional method. So this is the second method of answering the questions from aptitude, where we use our basic knowledge and the concepts that we have discussed in answering the questions without using the formula or the conventional method. Let us now look at the third method of answering questions from aptitude, and this is known as the substitution method. Well, there are many types of questions where we can follow the method of substitution, right? This is like reverse engineering. All we need to do is put the option answers back in the question and see which option satisfies the given question here, right? So we simply substitute the answer options in the question one after the other, and the one that satisfies the given question can be taken as the correct answer. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Now here I have a question on ages which says the ages of A and B are in the ratio of 7:4. After 5 years, the ratio of their ages become 11:7. what is the age of A. So here simply two ratios have been given. The first ratio is 7:4. The second ratio, which is after 5 years, becomes 11:7. And we have to find out what is the age of the person A here. And the given answer options are 12 years, 14 years, 15 years, and 28 years. Now most of the students answer even this question using the
Guys over here, who can give me like a tips? Like how are we going to solve this question, please? Who can give me the technique, or how can we solve this second issue? Like we are having a like the ratio question with A into B equal to 7.4. Then after 5 years, it will be AB will be 11 and something. So what is the idea over here?
traditional method and end up spending about 45 to 60 seconds to get the right answer. But if you are smart and if you use the substitution method, you can mark the answer for this question in less than 10 seconds. So what do we do here? Try to substitute the answer options back in the question. Well, the one point that you need to observe here is A is to B is in the ratio of 7:4. Their original ages are in the ratio of 7:4. Now, if you look at it, we can clearly understand that A's age has to be a multiple of 7. The age of the person A has to be a multiple of 7. Now, if you look at the answer options, option A, can we substitute this here? No, because 12 clearly is not a multiple of 7. So this gets ruled out. Let us now look at second option here. Second option says A's age is 14 years. So substitute A equals to 14. Now what happens if A is 14 years? It is a multiple of 7, right? So the first condition is satisfied. But the second condition says after 5 years, A's age has to be a multiple of 11. Now if we assume that 14 is the correct answer, 14 plus 5, that is A's age after 5 years would be 19. But is 19 a multiple of 11? No. So even this option gets eliminated. So basically we are substituting 14 back in the question to see if it satisfies both the conditions or not. Let us now substitute the third option, that is 15 years. A's age is 15 years. If you substitute 15 here, what happens? We'll say 15 by B equals to 7 by 4. But since most of the times the questions here should have the answer will be integer value, we know that 15 is not a multiple of 7. So even this does not seem to be the right answer. So we can rule this answer out and look at the last option, 28 years. Since already 3 of the answer options have been eliminated, we can say that option 4 is the correct answer.
Guys, to this question, I guess you understand. There is like very easy techniques, and it kindly allows me to explain to these people who are like lower in getting English accent, especially this Indian accent. See, ikibazo hano dufite kivuga ko A niba iyi ratio dufite turayishyira nko muri ranges y'abantu babiri, dufite umuntu A n'umuntu B, then umuntu A afite imyaka 7, umuntu A ari kumwe n'umuntu B, umwe aragira 7 undi abafite 4, ariko nyuma y'imyaka 5 ba bantu bombi nitwongera kubashyira hamwe baragira ratio ya 11 ndetse na 7. Then bari kutubaza ngo A ninde, like A afite iyihe value, bivuze iki? Then baduhereza imyaka 12, 14, 15 na 28. Ubwo nyine turi gushaka ngo imyaka ya A ni iyihe. So iyo tugiye gukora iki kibazo rero mu buryo bworoshye, bivuga ko niba ku nshuro ya mbere batubwiye ko A ratio ye ya mbere ari 7, bivuga ko uwo mubare like imyaka ya A igomba kubigabanyika na 7. Iryo ni itegeko rya mbere. Bivuga ngo turajya mu gisubizo baduhaye turebe dusange 12 itagabanyika na 7 duhite tuyikuramo. Tujye kuri option B. Option B dufashe 14 tukayigabanya na 7 byashira, ubwigabanyika na 7. Kubigabanyika na 7 ntago turakonkludinga ko yemewe, ahubwo turahita duteranyaho 5. Tubyumvikaneho kubera ko batubwiye ngo nyuma y'imyaka 5 bya bintu dufite nyuma y'imyaka 5 byahindutse 11. Ubwo bivuga ngo turafata ya 7 twasanze igabanyika wa mubare ugabanyika na 7, tuteranyeho imyaka 5 baduhaye kuko batubwiye ngo ni after 5 years, turebe ko ibyo turabona bigabanyika na 11. sinzi niba iki kibazo kiri mathematically ariko kinibitsemo logique. Si hano a tuyifite ari 7, hano a tuyifite ari 11. This stand for A, this stand for B. Same as here. This stand for A, then B. 1 minute. Then this stand for B. Then it means A bwa mbere ku mwaka mbere y'imyaka 5 A yari 7, nyuma y'imyaka 5 A iba 11. Bivuze iki? Then iyi 14 twabonye nitwayigabanyije na 7 biremera, ubwo 50% icyo gisubizo kirashoboka. Then nyuma y'imyaka 5 ubwo turahita dufata ya 14 duteranyeho imyaka 5 biduhereze 19. Right? As the answer. Then 19 igabanyika na 11. Oya, kuva bitagwanyeka na 11 ubwo ni 14 nayo irapfuye. Same as to C. Na C turareba nibigabanyika na 7 bwa mbere. Bwa mbere dusanze tagabanyika na 7 turahita tuyikansaringa. Tuze kuri D. 28 igabanyika na 7. Yego. Then nibigabanyika na 7 28 duteranyijeho 5 birahita biduhereza 33. 33 igabanyika na 11. Yego, kuva bigabanyika ubwo A ni 28. I guess you guys you understand this kind of question. It is mathematical question, but it is also logical questions, which states that this ratio is just asking the age of the number A. If we have a ratio of 7 into 4, but after 5 years it will become 11 into 7. So what do we have to do? We have to come for the question, for the answers, and see what exactly numbers we have. The years should be, at the first, it should be a multiple for number 7. So we have to check 12 is it multiple for 7? No. So if it's not multiple, then we have to cancel. Coming to B it is 14. 14 it is multiple of 7. That's okay. First rule approves over here. Then we cannot conclude that 14 it is the age of A. We have to come after 5 years. It means 14 plus 5 years will give us 19. Right? Then this 19, is it multiple of 11? The reason why it is multiple of 11, it is because this A, after 5 years to become 11. So we have to take this question like this answer. Then we have to add 5 years. Then we check if it is a multiple of 11. You got it. Secondly, the answer will be 19. 19 is not multiple of 11. So the second question, the second answer is cancelled. Coming to C, 15. First rule is to check if it is a multiple of number 7. 15 is not multiple of 7, then we cancel. Coming to D, 28. 28, it is multiple of 7. First rule is applied, is okay. Then 28 plus 5 years over here. 5 years will give us 33. Okay? So 33, it is a multiple of 7, then approved. So here the answer, it is D. So this is also the second techniques, institute of solving everything, like taking your time, like 30 seconds, like more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes of calculating everything. No, just check the simplest way, which is just to check the multiplication and eliminate and collect answer very easily. If you are genius, then we will take only 20 seconds for answering this question. Thank you so much. Now we can close up from here, then we go for the questions. We will continue for the next two tips in the next class. Okay. Anyone with the question then? You can rise up, then I will give you the mic to speak. Anyone with a question over here?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Can you please send us those videos in the group so we can do self-revision?
There is no way to send these videos on group. Just you can check all the classes by YouTube Semedu 7. There is this class will be remaining there on Semedu 7. You can watch there. You can also watch live class on Facebook page, Comera Business and Consulting Services Limited, and the videos will remain there. So you can go there to the YouTube and you can download it.
What is the name of the YouTube channel?
The link of YouTube, it is already in a group, and the name of YouTube channel, it is Semedu 7. Mr. Seti, please write the name of YouTube in chat box. Any other question?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other question? That is the name of YouTube. It is the same, Edu 7. Done. So you can watch everything. Even the classes for last year is there. Any other question over here? Is everything okay? Understandable?
Yes, sir. Things are good. We hope once we practice more, we get more.
Okay. So by now, we already done a verbal part. We done a verbal part. Again, quantitative. We are working on quantitative now. For logical, also we are in the middle for logical. So I guess this week till Tuesday we'll be finishing each and everything. So we are happy to see you guys. You are attending your classes and prepare your examination well. Make sure that you have a full contaminated machine, which will help you in doing exam. And guys, we want you all to pass exam and we receive you here. If you miss exam, as we said, that is we notified you will pay us 500 USD if you don't appear exam. This is a notice. You should all appear exam. Yes, Tuyambaze Isaac. Yes, Isaac, you can unmute and see.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, Isaac, we are hearing you.
My problem is that you said during the exam, you are not allowed to look like the side. You look to look like from the side, maybe you look from other side, but you told us you can use it like a paper or pen. How do you incorporate those things?
See, yes. For calculation, I have much experience in the online protocol. If you are looking beside for copying, I can check, I can know. And if you are looking another, like if you are facing another place for calculation, also I can know. Just this is my calculator, right? If I'm looking down to calculate, count how many period like how long it will take. I will come, I will see the question over here, then I will calculate. Then I click, just only 3 seconds. But if you go beyond like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, then what are you calculating? That is impossible. So online protocol guys, they are very, very strict and they are very intelligent. They are genius. So if you are looking down for calculation, they will know that you are calculating. And if it's for cheating, they know also is for cheating. For like this is my calculator, you can see. So if I saw the question like this, then I want to calculate like 30%. I put 30%, I add something and something, then I do like this, then I click. Then how long it will take? 2 seconds. Yes, Tuyambaze. Tuyambaze, you still have doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Anyone with a doubt over here? No one. Thank you so much, guys. We want to see you in exam. All the best, guys. All the best. Bye.